Hey all, Dekumon here and welcome back to Astral Chain. Last time we had a heck of a run through the subway and we have us a new doggy. The Beast Legion is under our command. We also had another run-in with Jenna and she told us some pretty interesting things. But I really want to see where this story's going and I hope Akira is going to be out of the Red Ward here soon. Okay. Why are we suddenly on this screen? Okay, well, color me interested. Let's see what we've got here for these ARC historical records first. February 2043, Earth found itself faced with disaster, brought about by a meteor impact that opened the gates to the astral plane. Matter, the likes of which Earth has never seen, leaks through the gates as a toxic miasma, twisting everything it touches, eventually beyond recognition. We have come to call this process redshift. At the current rate, redshift poses a very significant threat to our species. Not a word of this came as a surprise to me, and yet I had thus been powerless to stop it. I must confess my judgment at the time was clouded. The prophets, those who find the future written in the past, they sought me out for my research. After all, we share an interest in human evolutionary potential. They had much to tell me about the true history of our species. They say that humankind flourishes now like it has twice before. The previous two times it met with utter ruin. Weighed in the balance and found wanting. The gates present a third such test. Not that I took these prophets at their literal word, not at first. After all, their means are not scientific. However, even I cannot deny that all they foretold came to pass. I pledged to them, to my species, that I would do all in my power to stop this extinction, to save humankind, and to give me to drink. She's a water. There's a lot of freaking words. Holy cow. Massive info dump incoming. Jesus. And they told me, build an ark. At their guidance, I gathered a considerable staff and constructed a new home, where humankind found refuge from what might have been our doom. It has been an arduous undertaking, far beyond even myself, but luckily I now have allies that I can trust to the grave. Now is the time for us to greet our future together. Excerpt from Dr. Joseph Calver's collected notes, per aspera ad acam. Megafloat ARC operational. In the early morning hours of Thursday, July 23rd, 2043, construction on the artificial island known as the ARC was finally completed. The ARC represents the combined effort of all nations to protect humanity from the threat of corruption from the gates. Representative of the interim Union world government say they hope to begin welcoming residents as soon as possible. As of this writing, the ARC is moored offshore near Valparaiso, Chile. Selected residents, having cleared checks for data corruption, boarded Union patrol boats to make the first step towards their new homes this morning. The ARC will cease accepting new residents at 3 p.m. and prepare for the voyage to its permanent location, far out into the Pacific Ocean, where experts say corruption will never reach. Ha! Ha, I say. The Union will resume accepting new residents once the ARC is in position, according to one Union official. He added that interested citizens should refer to Union notices for further information. A newspaper excerpt from the Dayton mention. Gates to a new scientific renaissance. Easy though it is to assume that the gates bring nothing but disaster to our planet, such an assumption disregards the tremendous technological advancements that they've made possible. One of those advancements is the X-Baton, a portable weapon of unparalleled flexibility, now standard issue for our police force. The research into the gates has led to whole new fields of scientific study, particularly the exciting field of astral dynamics. Thorough research, not through research. We've even been able to harness some of the astral spark, the energy given off by the gates, and turn it towards human ends. The X-Baton itself is one such end. Powered as it is by the astral spark, the X-Baton can affect the gates in ways conventional weapons can't. With enough force, it could even be used to destroy gates, closing them for good. So this is what we were doing before legions were a thing. Our police carry considerable extra-dimensional power in the palm of their hands. This is but one of the ways that we have learned to turn the power of the gates themselves to our own advantage. Another excerpt from Yosef's collected works. And suddenly we've gone from data file 129 to 2146, Jesus. Anti-redshift medication. The Union government began distributing new anti-redshift medication to citizens of the ARC on March 1st, 2058. This comes as a response to an uptick in markedly severe cases of redshift, believed to be caused by greater concentrations of corruption in the environment following recent gate appearances. The medicine, developed by a team of specialists at the Aegis Research Institute, may reduce the effects of exposure to gate miasma by up to 80% with 1 weekly dose. However, the ARI warns that they cannot guarantee similar effectiveness in cases of direct contact with aberrations. Huh. Well, that's a handy thing there. Assuming it works, of course. And then suddenly, holy cow, we jump way up in the data files. ARC Zone 9 Residual Corruption Examination Report. ARI, Counter Corruption Department Head. 2078, wow, we jumped way ahead. Goals of the examination: to determine the level of data corruption still present in Zone 9 at 20 years after the pandemic and the feasibility of lifting quarantine. Examined for 3 days? Integrated reality, oh, examining with Iris, interesting. Staff is all redacted, interesting, very interesting. 63 locations within 500 square meters of Zone 9 were flagged to indicate high amounts of corruption. These locations present a particularly high risk of dimensional instability, and examination staff visually confirmed the presence of several gates. The chance of chimeric invasion in these locations is 5 times higher than that of Grand Avenue, one of the areas outside of the exclusion zone most susceptible to chimeric attack. A previous inspection conducted 10 years prior found 49 such areas. The results of this inspection suggest that the level of corruption within Zone 9 is indeed increasing over time. Huh. It is unknown whether the deposits of red matter found within Zone 9 have remained there since the pandemic, or whether they are new deposits. Tests on samples have thus been inconclusive. Of course they have. These results suggest that Zone 9 is in no way ready for the quarantine to be lifted. We suggest continuing to observe the conditions in the zone remotely while working towards an effective decontamination solution. So at this point, they haven't figured out how to stop the redshift from just spreading, obviously. Probably this was before they've found the legions. Holy cow. The next data file, 24,000. People on the rooftops? Have you heard rumors of the people called the Uppers? Supposedly they make their homes in illegal squats on the top of, on the top of buildings in the quarantine Zone 9. Whether it's true or just a figment of popular imagination, who can say? Not even the police are allowed to make routine rounds in the zone, which was put under quarantine by the Union government after the pandemic. The question must be asked, who would willingly gather and live in an area known for dangerous levels of corruption? Who are these Uppers? The Union holds that any living person found in the quarantine zone is a trespasser from outside the zone and a potential danger to public safety. But some rumors suggest that the Uppers are actually survivors, or descendants of survivors of the pandemic, left to rebuild after the Union walled off the zone. Supposing that were true though, that means the Union may have left uncorrupted survivors to fend for themselves against the dangers of the pandemic. But who would ever accuse the world government of leaving people behind, right? Right? Yeah, I don't believe that either. I don't believe that that the government did everything perfectly. No, sir. No, I feel the rat coming. This is an anime game after all. Could it be true? One thing's for sure. When it comes to the Uppers, there's no shortage of questions and very few answers. Oh, we have another one. The quarantine, the cases for and against. ARC Zone 9 was once a populous residential district, an easy place to live with both work and leisure near at hand. It remained that way for 15 years when the ARC's worst nightmare came true. Uncountable numbers of civilians in Zone 9 redshifted in a very short time in what came to be called the pandemic. Still the largest disaster in the history of the ARC, huh? I wonder if Jenna is either responsible or was involved in any way with this pandemic. The ARC's designers were prepared for this possibility and had a system in place to prevent heavy corruption from spreading from zone to zone. Zone 9 was swiftly sealed off from the surrounding areas with heavy quarantine walls. Luckily, the Zone 9 pandemic is the only time the Union has found it necessary to use these walls. Thanks to these walls, zones that neighbor Zone 9 show no significantly higher levels of corruption than zones farther away. In that regard, the walls are a vital part of public safety on the ARC. But on the other hand, independent sources suggest that survivors of the pandemic may remain alive in Zone 9, redshift free, but sealed off from the outside ARC by the very same walls. If they are in there, the Union does not acknowledge them and will not open the wall. If these rumors are true, they implicate the Union government in a wide-scale cover-up. I say, it would not surprise me. One hopes to believe that, in erecting the walls around Zone 9, the Union exercised their better judgment for the good of the ARC. All on the ARC are subject to their rule. Let us hope it is a benevolent and honest rule. What have we here? Watch out for hackers, a notice from the Ark Police. Reports of damages caused by a hacker group calling themselves the Hermits are increasing throughout the Ark. We and the Ark Police vow to expand our investigations into hacker activities. Until the individuals responsible are brought to justice, we ask that all citizens take great care in their use of all electronic devices and computer networks. Be sure to change your personal passwords often, especially those tied to banking services. Be warned, the Hermits are prepared to use any manner of trickery to acquire your personal information. A skilled hacker can steal your password and commandeer your information in a matter of seconds. Signs you may be under hacker attack. You find records of bank withdrawals you don't remember making. Credit card and cash clip histories show unexplained transactions. You receive receipts from delivery orders you don't remember placing. You find your cash kit suddenly unusable. If you have evidence that you could be useful in investigating against the Hermits, contact the Ark Police at Redacted right away. Please do not attempt to contact the police via electronic mail because the Hermits may be reading it right now. Oh, I like that one. That was cute. That was kind of cute, actually. And incidentally, if you remember the drone, he popped up again in the last couple episodes, and we now know he's actually being piloted by somebody who works for the police in their IT department, although apparently he doesn't ever come into the damn department itself. Okay. Duty reports. What do we got? Is this report really necessary? More practice with the big puppet today. Hooray. Maximilian Howard. Oh, I see. This is Max talking. 2077, wow. It's been half a year and I still can't get the damn thing to obey orders. The commander says psychological resonance or some such nonsense is necessary, and that's why we've got to be chained to it. No idea what it even wants, though. I should give up. I have more luck getting my kids to do what I say than this thing. Maybe I should start thinking of the thing as an order kit or something. Couldn't be any less effective than what I'm doing now. I'll give that a shot tomorrow. Case report, C00012, status closed. Interesting. Summary, disposal of 1 humanoid chimera and 4 civilian aberrations in Grand Avenue 36. Paperwork was properly filed and authorization granted prior to the disposal of the aberrations. Captain Howard handled the disposal of all targets. Due to a malfunction in Captain Howard's leg apparatus during action, or log apparatus, no direct log remains. However, we were able to requisition footage from surrounding security cameras. The footage is submitted in lieu of a formal log. We were unable to confirm a dramatic increase in corruption in the area and thus withdrew, leaving decontamination to the cleanup crew. Beyond the 4 aberrations, no civilian injuries are recorded. Captain Howard was lightly injured in the conflict, but no more than he usually is. I guess he gets roughed up a little bit. Note, we could really use more officers capable of responding to incidents like this one. I'm aware that the issue of one of control, namely our inability to control the legions beyond stopping them from going berserk. Oh, Jesus. I'm aware that even that is a fairly recent development. Oh, geez. Wow, I hate to see what these things were like beforehand then. Officer Wong has made more progress than the rest of us in accurately guiding his legion. Maybe I should pay more attention to the captain's training too. If nothing else, I'll try to stay out of the way and not make anything worse. Alicia, C13281, status closed. Arrest of 2 Hermit gang members in the act of vandalizing an ATM, Alicia and Billy. 2 conventional police officers were injured by the suspects before Neuron arrived. One officer suffered a fractured right tibia, the other received several surface wounds and expects to recover in a week. Alicia. Pursuit and arrest of 1 Hermit's gang member engaged in Grand Theft Auto. I performed the arrest following search support from police helicopters. With consideration to the surrounding area, I tailed the suspect to Zone 21 before forcing the stolen car to a stop with electromagnetic disruptor rounds. Wow. Suspect's erratic driving during the attempted getaway caused multiple accidents across several zones, but luckily no civilians were injured. LT-083, status transferred to outside jurisdiction. Missing property investigation. No chimeric activity can be confirmed in the course of the investigation, so I handed the case over to the Zone 36 precinct to treat as a normal case. Though most previous reports of Hermit activity only involve computer-related crime, recently we've had more and more reports of their involvement in direct and even violent criminal activity. Damn, these guys are getting a little brave here. The change is cause for concern. The conventional police are completely unable to keep up with the Hermits, and they give even us in Neuron trouble. We should investigate the source of their newfound strength before they get any bolder. This may even warrant an investigation into their supposed base of operations in Zone 9. The Hermits are based out of Zone 9, the quarantine zone? Huh. Enter password. I lack a password to enter. This one's password locked, and this one's password locked. Interesting. Why are these 3 password locked? Public affairs records. Lappy's Christmas Eve 2077. What do you know? It's Christmas Eve. But chimeras don't celebrate Christmas, so Neuron can't take the night off to soak in the holiday season either. And old Lappy's right here with you. Why, I can't think of a better way to spend the holidays than hunkering down here in the office with all of you. There's no present nicer than a job well done, right? Right? But it is Christmas after all, so I made cookies. I know last year's weren't exactly the tastiest. Who could forget Joey's hilarious impression of a guy vomiting? But I've been working my recipe and I think this batch is perfect. Oh boy, Marie's gonna send somebody to the infirmary with her cooking. I can't wait until you're all back so I can spread some Christmas cheer. And don't you worry if you didn't get Lappy anything. Your smiling faces are the only present I need. Even yours, Joey. Sincerely yours, Lappy. Aww. Oh boy. Activity report, civilian seminar. Title, how you can avoid redshift. Unfortunately, not many people attended. Maybe it was the date? Let's say it was an intimate conversational environment. It's Christmas freaking day. The usual crowd of old folks showed up to share some of their hard-earned wisdom, so all in all, I'd call the seminar a success. I went over how to tell whether an area is dangerously corrupted or not, and what to do if you think you're starting to redshift, and most of the audience listened. Nope, Lappy was not present for the lecture. In other news, I couldn't help but notice that nobody ate any of Lappy's Christmas cookies last night. He told me he got so tired following you all around the office with a plate full of cookies that he just plain overheated. It's a lot of running around for a dog like Lappy to do in the middle of summer. Lappy asked me to thank Captain Max, the one kind soul with enough Christmas spirit to stop for a cookie. Lappy went ahead and let him have everyone else's too. If you missed out, well, maybe next year. In unrelated news, Captain Max will be taking an unexpected leave of absence while his stomach is pumped. I thought I'd ask him how they tasted, but he doesn't seem to be here today. He must have one of those Christmas summer colds going around. He actually did get sick. But don't worry, Lappy's already whipped up some more sweets for him since he liked the last one so much, Marie. Oh my god. Oh my god, Marie. Wow. So that was a blue case. I have definitely started chapter 6. Well, thanks for the laugh, Marie. I have a feeling I'm gonna need it. File 6, complicit.
Hey, is now a good time?
What's up, Hal?
Come find me on the roof. I need to talk to you.
Alright, what'd you break? I swear to God. Anyway, let's take our quick poke around. Want to see if there's any blue cases around. So no. 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 All right. What can we do for the old upgrades? Because I know I need some. That would take all my rare material codes to crank this up to rank 5. This, I don't really need to I don't feel the real need to upgrade the Legatus that much. This, however, yeah. The more abuse I can inflict on the damn chimeras, the better. Granted, I am about to bankrupt myself. Yep, I'd be broke. Okay, but I think I can actually do some selling of all the crap I've been accumulating these past few missions. Sell. I don't want recovery items. I want salvage items. These exist basically just to be sold. Needs to be a sell all button. Damn, my money problems are over. Now I've got material problems. Well, that explains why I was so hard up for cash. Jeez, I gotta sell stuff. Let's head over here and find what this mission is. Oh, it's Hal, our new, seriously, dude, you couldn't just come into the office. You gotta send the damn drone.
The data card we got from you know who.
Oh, hey, we actually get to see him.
You might want to hear about.
That's true. That's true. We did get Jenna handed us a data card just before she went back to the real world and we had our little boss fight with the Proto-Legions. What was it?
The door was set up with some heavy-duty encryption, but I managed to crack it. Inside, I found some lab documents, along with some map data, and then a bunch of links to news sites to top it all off.
News sites? What the hell? Let's see what the lab documents first.
From a series of drug tests. all the same drug, too.
The anti-redshift
The
drug?
documents are from the Aegis Research Institute, so I assume the drug in question is a project of theirs.
It could very well
If I had
be.
to guess, I'd say Jenna took the documents along with the Legion Corps when she attacked the lab. But why? Pharmaceuticals are admittedly beyond my realm of expertise. But as far as I can tell, this drug has a lot in common with an anti-red shift drug the government supposedly
See, I was right. It is
used.
talking about the anti-redshift
Everyone
drug.
thought those drugs might save our whole species. But then the government stopped giving them out after the pandemic. They never officially said why, of course, but rumor has it the drugs and the pandemic were related. The drug
Oh.
in these documents has an extra chemical compound I can't ID, though. Hard to say what it does.
Okay, what about the news sites?
All the links lead to reports about a case that the police and Neuron haven't been able to close. Something about a gang with near
Oh, the
superhuman
Hermits.
strength, calling themselves the Hermits.
Oh wait, were we playing as Hal at the beginning of the game? Looking through all the stuff.
If so, the police are one thing, but I can't imagine why Neuron would have much trouble
I
with
think
them.
we were. I think we
They're
were
only
actually, the
Either
beginning of
way,
this was
none of this sounds
Hal's
like the Hermits I know
perspective.
at all. I mean, they're hackers. Sort of a rob from the rich, give to the poor deal. Maybe a little shady, but I know they're decent guys.
Decent
Or
guys.
They were, at least.
Well, if they're based out of
So,
Sector
the
9, maybe
question
they've
is,
become corrupted.
Why did Jenna think we should see all these news links?
Well, what about the map data?
It's a really detailed map of Zone 09.
Oh.
I know that's where you and Akira were born.
Oh, we were
It's been
bored
almost
in the
completely
quarantine
locked
zone.
down for 20 years or so, since the pandemic.
Now I'm
The
really
government
interested.
says the whole zone is still corrupted. It's basically condemned. But the map on the data card is really thorough. It had to have come from direct observation.
Is that how Jenna got the way she
It's
is?
especially detailed around one upper camp in particular, Sector 5. But why there?
Is that Jenna's base?
No matter how you look at it, Jenna is definitely trying to tell us something with this data card. I mean, she is a terrorist, so we can't exactly trust her. But quarantine or no, there's a lot of people still living in Zone 09. What'll happen to them if there's another incident? The government's not gonna help out, I can tell you that much.
That's true. They
So,
closed the doors and
I've
washed their
decided.
hand of the place.
I'm going in.
What's your connection? That's my question.
Sector 5 means a lot to me. If something's going on there, I gotta know.
Why you?
There's nobody else I can trust with this.
Yeah, that's
What am I
true.
gonna do? Hand the data over to the government and hope they handle it? They won't do anything for Zone 09.
That's true. They probably
they'll say
won't.
They'll look into it, file the card away somewhere, and that'll be it.
You're going alone?
Even Neuron officers are forbidden from entering Zone 09 without permission. If you got caught in there, they'd take your Legion away. They'd probably even arrest you. Or worse. I'll be fine.
But if I happen to
bet
find
I
a
can get this
gate
drone in
that
and
spat
out
me out in
unnoticed.
Zone 09, it's not my
But
choice.
If you really want to come, I could use the help. I'm kidding, of course. But seriously, if you really
Yeah.
want to come, I could use the help. I do not know what might happen in there.
Not to mention this cute little
Anyway,
drone,
I better get
not
going
built
soon.
for the ass whooping that will
No time
probably
like the
come
present,
down
right?
on your head.
And I mean, if you really, really want to help me out, head to Harmony Square. I'll put a beacon out for you to follow when you get there. I'll wait up for you. Just for a little while, though.
Go on, I'll be there. I'm sure I'll get my opportunity to get there here soon. Leave from the garage, yep. All right, let's poke our head just to make sure no blue missions have popped up on us. There are no blue missions that have popped up. Okay, we're off to the garage. We are off to the garage as soon as I get my fast travel. Hey man, heading out on patrol, buddy? I've got a fresh tuned-up bike with your name on it. Well, thank you. I will make good use of it. Zone 33, Harmony Square again. You know, I've been thinking, we've got 4 legions now, and every legion we have found has involved the Legion's original owner at one point or another. God damn it, there are blue cases everywhere, and the mad litter bug's been at it again. My God. I will follow this trail of empty cans and I will find him, but first, someone needs a hug. Who needs who needs anti-redshift medication when you can just get a nice hug? Parnassus number 3, a flawless rendering if I say so myself. This is gonna be one of those catch the son of a bitch. Where'd you get off to, you little bitch? Get back here! Gotcha!
Nice arrest, Neuron. Leave the rest to me.
And no problem with that. Tag and bag. Oh, I've got a red quest over here too, and there is a buttload of red shit laying around. This is definitely an area I'm gonna have to do a bit of exploration again.